Back in 2021, I introduced you to a small company doing big things with dungeon terrain. Modular Realms introduced magnetic terrain pieces that you could quickly put together to make a 3D battle map for your encounters. Super fast, you can turn a long hallway into a large open room because you can switch the tiles between being floors and walls and everything fit together magnetically so you don't have to worry about those annoying little clips. You helped their initial Kickstarter blow up, and now they are here with a follow-up featuring new double-sided tiles, magnetic wall decorations, modular picture frames, functional doors, hidden traps, working levers, furniture, and more. Today I will show you some of the new pieces, and we'll see how we can quickly throw together a room on the fly. This is the way dungeon terrain should be. If you could all join me in turning this into a multi-million-dollar campaign so we can get more and more Modular Realms terrain with economies of scale, I would personally really appreciate it. So, in today's paid Kickstarter preview, let's take a look at the Magnetic Tavern by Modular Realms. As we go through this, remember that at any time you can visit the campaign itself using the link in the corner up there or in the doohickey down below me. Now, when you start playing with these tiles, you start to wonder, why aren't all dungeon terrain tiles like this? It's just so easy to throw together rooms on the fly and find creative ways to use the tiles that maybe you haven't thought of before. You can orient the tiles in whichever way and they lock together just fine. The magnets are strong enough that you can slide a build across the table if you want to move it, but they aren't so strong that it's a pain to pull them apart. The one thing you can't do is pick an entire unsupported build up off the table, but that can be tricky even when you're using clips. But to me, this is one of the most fun terrain sets to just sit down and play with. The pieces can be put together in pretty much any configuration you like. Turn walls into floors, turn the vertical pieces into horizontal ones, make tall walls or short walls. The wall and floor pieces are all double-sided, representing different kinds of materials on each side, so you can drastically change the look of a room just by flipping a tile around. Do be aware that some of the tile configurations you see here will likely change by the time the campaign launches. But yeah, you can put the little buzzsaw traps on the floors or on the walls. Open doors, close them, make them into double doors. Open regular wall tiles like doors to represent secret rooms. Place trap door tiles on the floor, or on the wall, or on the ceiling to represent like entrances to attics. Yeah, you can even make multi-level builds if you put the pieces together with care. All the little pieces have so much thought put into them. Even the little picture frames, they are open on one side so you can change out what's inside. Just print out little paintings or whatever you like and put them into the frame and then put them on the wall. Imagine the looks on your players' faces when they realize that there are wanted posters of their own characters on display in the city guard station that they're visiting. That is one of those gaming moments that just feels magical. The wall scatter terrain, like the picture frames and the windows and the traps, torches, the button, the lever, the trapdoor, they can all be oriented any which way you want, and they can all be placed pretty much anywhere on the walls you like. You can even throw things you wouldn't think of on the walls. You want to put a door in the middle of a large wall or on the ceiling? Go for it. That's fine. You want to put the fireplace? I think I have the fireplace here somewhere. Here we go. You want to put the fireplace on the wall like that? Go ahead. I won't tell the fire marshal if you don't. It's all very cool. And the pieces that are more designed to be floors than they are to be walls, they can be used as walls, and you can place all those magnetic items on these tiles as well, but they do snap more to certain places on the floor tiles. What's really fun is that pretty much all the pieces are compatible with the magnetized terrain, so if you want to throw a table and chairs on the wall to make a weird alternate dimension magical room, you can absolutely do that. And of course, you can use whatever scatter terrain you want with your Modular Realm pieces. And as we pointed out in the first campaign, you can mix and match these pieces with other sets like Dwarven Forge and Warlock tiles, and it all goes seamlessly together as they're all made to that 1-inch grid. And these pieces are of course compatible with the first run of Modular Realm terrain as well. As you play with the pieces, you'll find all sorts of fun little ways to configure them that maybe you haven't thought of, or maybe nobody else has thought of. Turn those little floor pieces into a spiral staircase, for example. This is why this set is just so much fun to play with. She's also added in these little pillars of different heights to place into corners to give the builds a little bit more stability and to make them feel complete. And these here are unpainted prototypes of the little columns. The final versions will likely be painted as wood on two sides and stone on the other sides. The pillars will also likely open up some more interesting build options, so I am very curious to see what you all do with them. And just stepping back for a moment, what's maybe the most magical part of this project is that it is a one-person operation. This is Annabelle from New Zealand. She invented Modular Realms. She founded the company. She designs and makes the pieces. If you get the sets painted, she paints them. When you reach out to the company, it's Annabelle answering your questions. And when you got your pieces in the mail from the first Kickstarter, it was her and her parents that were packing them up and sending them to you. And this all came about when Annabelle was in a car accident back in 2019 during a hailstorm, and she suffered a brain injury that forced her to take some time away from her PhD program in chemistry. With her injury, she couldn't enjoy reading or studying or watching television, so she decided to put her energy into her D&D hobby, and she went to her university's makerspace where she learned the ins and outs of 3D printing and got to work making the dungeon terrain that she always wanted to have herself. People started clamoring to buy the pieces that she was making, so she turned it into that first Kickstarter. She raised some good money, she bought more 3D printers, she iterated, she improved the tiles, and she was able to make the tools necessary to create brand new tiles like the new dedicated wall tiles that you see in this campaign. Though, of course, they can still be used as floors as well if you want them to be. So let's go through some of the pledge levels in this campaign as they stand right now. One thing to keep in mind, of course, things always change, especially rapidly as we get closer to a campaign launch. So be sure you check the campaign page itself for all the latest information. That link is up there again. Some things I tell you here may have changed by the time the campaign officially launches. Also, prices are in pounds, so be aware of the currency conversion. I'll give you the US dollar amounts as they stand today, but conversion rates are always fluctuating too, so do keep that in mind as well. For £50, or about $65, you can get the basic wall pledge, which includes the pieces you see here. They are classic cobblestone on one side and Tudor-style wattle and daub on the other. They come in the appropriate colors, unpainted, but you can do a wash and add some highlights with a dry brush to bring out all the details. It should be a pretty quick process. For £150, or about $190, you can get the Tavern and Dungeon Complete Adventure Set, which comes with all the walls, the floors, and the scenery that you see here. Again, they do come unpainted. It also comes with a complete adventure module for 5e that takes advantage of all your terrain and trap pieces. If you don't want to paint it yourself and you want it to look as gorgeous as the pieces I have here, you can get the £350 or $450 US pledge. They will literally be hand painted by Annabelle as her little doggo supervises. And she paints on live streams on Twitch and YouTube if you want to watch and ask questions. This is a limited tier though, so if you do want it, you better get over there quickly. At £500 or about $650, you can get the Storyteller's Complete Collection that comes with a whole host of pieces. It wasn't all completely laid out as I made this video, but you can see the full set on the Kickstarter page in the corner up there. If you have access to a 3D printer at home, you can also get the STL files to make some of the cute little furniture like the fireplaces and the bed and the chairs and the traps. There's no magnets in these, obviously. You do get supported and unsupported versions of the STL files, and that set is about £20 or about $25. You can pick up a variety of little add-on packs of different pieces to build your own little custom order if you want to. And like all the most fun Kickstarter campaigns out there, they do have a wide variety of stretch goals that they'll unlock as the campaign continues on, giving you more free pieces and new options and upgrades and more. Now, my usual Kickstarter caveats. Kickstarter is not a store. It is a fundraising campaign to help creators make new products. So you won't get all your pieces right away. And shipping is generally charged later on, closer to delivery, so be sure you check the campaign page for shipping dates and estimated costs. Also, there is always some risk in backing a Kickstarter, though I never share projects with you that I wouldn't feel comfortable backing myself. But be sure to check the campaign page to make sure you are comfortable backing. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any specific things you want to see, I'm happy to take some pictures and post them on our Instagram page. You can find that over here. Just let me know. I imagine Annabelle will be in the comment section as well to answer some questions straight from the source. Again, I love this terrain. I hope Annabelle sees a ton of success with this project and is able to turn Modular Realms into a huge business. If you want to see more from me, you can find me over at The Gallant Goblin on YouTube. But for now, please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at The Gallant Goblin.